Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today right here I have with me the iPad 7th generation and it is running iPadOS 15. And in this video I'm gonna give you kind of just tell you what features the iPadOS 15 has compared to iPadOS 14. And this is just gonna be a quick quick look of the software, and you will also kind of get to see how the software performs. So in general, if you go to my previous video on iPadOS 14, if I in that video I did say that iPadOS 14 had a lot more features compared to iOS 13, and at that point that was when the iPad got a separate software for itself, like from shifting from iOS, which was now only for the iPhone, to iPadOS, which meant that that software had some specific features that were for iPads only. And as you would see, I will tell you right now that when iPhones got the iOS 14 update, they got some new features, like the widgets page and the widgets on the home screen, and even the app library page. But for some reason, that these options were missing in iPadOS 14 on the iPad, whereas the iPhones had got these. But there were some other kind of upgrades, like being able to set Gmail as your default email client, or even being able to set Chrome as your default browser. Even right now in iPadOS 15 that hasn't changed. There might be some other options behind the scenes that might have changed, like some privacy features, some security options, and all that. But the main difference that you would see if you compare to iPadOS 14 is the fact that these widgets on the home screen in iPadOS 14, what you would have is, like when you swipe like this right now, this is as a separate page. But in iPadOS 14, this this widgets page would be like these icons would move a little bit to the side and the widget will show up here. That was it. And you can't be like choose the widget and put it on the home screen anywhere you want. Like with if I choose this widget, I would be like, now I can place it anywhere I want. It's kind of limited. Like if this home screen was empty and I would have tried to place the the widgets right here, it would have gone back like that to this place, because iOS or iPadOS does not give you the option to place the icons anywhere. It tries to stack them. Like if I have placed maybe the app icon here, it would go to the last. If the app this app store was here and all of these places were empty, I would have, and if I tried to put Google Maps over here, it would not let me just go back to here. That's one of the things, and that's still on still one of the things that a lot of people hate about iOS. On Android, it's like you can place it anywhere you want, and that's why a lot of people have when you see somebody's Android home screen, there are a lot variations. Some don't have proper organization and all that. But to me, it doesn't matter to me that much, because I like the way iOS handles it, and it's kind of, and like when I'm swiping between the home screens and even the app library. This is one of the major things that was a major change with iOS 14 on iPhones. For some reason, Apple did not give this option in iPadOS 14, but now in iPadOS 15 for iPads, this option is available now. And those are the major things. Even there might be some multitasking, like when I go to the app switcher in iPadOS 14, this was not possible. Like having two apps, which when I click these, both of these happens. I closed them in this mode. I kept that in the background, and normally in iPadOS 14 and before, these wouldn't stay like that. If you go back to the home screen and go back, try to open it, they would open in separate instances, like like opening the YouTube page like this, it would open like this. But now it kind of saves in which apps are open where and all these. And even this layout, like this stays in the RAM, and both of these apps are running in the background. None of these are closed, and both of these open in the same way you closed it. Like this is the only mode that stays in the app switcher. Like if I try to make it, this was the original multitasking that was available on the iPads, I think so. Like when I go to the home screen, that app moves to the side, and like it's showing here like a separate app. But if I try to, and I open this and I try to bring back, now I can go back to that home mode, like the side by side, like this, and now this would stay in the app switcher. This is one of the things. And this is kind of those things that a lot of people were asking, like why Apple hasn't included this in the iPad. A lot of people because Apple promotes iPads as a replacement for laptops and all that, but the software and even the hardware doesn't give you that much versatility if you compare it to a full-fledged operating system like Mac OS or even Windows. But slowly but surely, it's getting to a point where a lot of people who don't have that heavy pro application users or all that, they can get their work done on the iPad to a point. That's one of the things. And even this this quick note feature. This is one of those features, like, I would compare this with, Samsung's quick note. Like the Samsung Galaxy Note had this option, like if you take out the S Pen, the screen would lit up and you would write some notes very quickly. This is one of the same thing. And the thing is that Apple hasn't limited to any iPad or all that. So this is one of those features, like if you have the Apple Pencil, you quickly make some notes and then just save it and you go into the Notes app. That's one of the things. That's one of the things that I've told you right now. Those are the major differences between iPadOS 14 and iPadOS 15. But when this software was announced as a beta in June of this year, right before the announcement of iPadOS 15, Apple released iPad Pro with the M1 processor. And a lot of people were expecting that maybe iPadOS 15 would be more like a closer look towards macOS, since those iPads have M1 processors. But obviously, if they had used this kind of software, obviously it's not going to use its full power. And I think at least for a few years till the time, in this year they announced iPad Pro with the M1 and with that all that display and all that. I think once the iPad Pro, till which they had the A series processors, till that time they won't make much changes in the operating system, because they have to cater to those users like this iPad, even the previous 6th generation iPad, so that they keep their promise of software updates. I think once those A series, the tablets, the iPads which have the A series processors, once they are now the software updates are complete, now they're unsupported. I think after that Apple will slowly start transitioning, or even maybe not transition to a point where Mac OS and iPadOS are the same thing. They might still give it an iPad look, but maybe some Pro applications. And a lot of people who are tech savvy, they were really disappointed with this software. But what I think is, even I'm tech savvy to a point, but I understand the reason why Apple hasn't done that much. They will slowly transition, and over time you will notice that maybe some applications are working, maybe even just like the Adobe software is working on the iPad, some softwares which are optimized for the M1 processor and are kind of made to work on the iPad software. Then a lot of people would not mind the software, and that's what I think. And I would really like Apple to just continue with the software support, like just like Android, it gives you maximum 2 years of support, or maybe 3 years. The Apple on its iPads, iPhones, it gives you at least 6, almost right now at this point 6 years of software support, and that's one of the good things. So that's all the new things in iPadOS 15. Majority of the changes in this software on iPadOS 15 is mostly in the background, like the privacy features, the security features, the enhancement, or even if there's some security flaw, even right now, like before making this video, I got the iPadOS 15.0.1 update. As you can what I've seen on Twitter, it was announced like 5-10 minutes ago, and what I've seen is this update is mostly for related to iPhone 13 or even the latest iPads. That's one of the things. That's the only things. And one thing good about Apple is that to quickly acknowledge an issue and try to fix it quickly. And the features that I have told you, like the quick notes feature, or even I haven't found this feature yet right now, like the Google Photos application has a text recognition feature, but I haven't been able to use that on this iPad. Maybe that's limited to the higher end iPads or even the iPad Pros. But overall, the features that I mentioned, the widgets page being separate, not being on the home screen, the widgets being allowed to keep widgets on the home screen, and even the app library, these are the major differences between the iPadOS 14 and iPadOS 15. And that's all I have to say. And overall, you could very clearly see in the video that there is no sluggishness, no hangingness. This is the difference between Android and iOS. So if you want to update to iPadOS 15, or most people must have updated till now, but some people are very cautious with updating the software. They should update it and they'll have a really good experience. So that's all for today. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.